This is the plaintiff, Constance Goss. She says she and the defendant used to be good friends for 15 years until they lived together. Obviously, things didn't work out with them. The defendant vindictively threw all her belongings away, told her she enjoyed every minute of it. Now it's her turn to enjoy things because she thinks the judge will be awarding her $2,312, just what she's suing for. This is the defendant, Pamela McKenna. She says the plaintiff was homeless and she took her in her time of need. The woman lived with her rent-free for 8 months, and when she finally moved out, she left behind some of her belongings. The careless, inconsiderate woman left her things piled up in her house for over a month. She abandoned the junk she left behind and is now suing her for over $2,000. Please. She's accused of unfriending a friend. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $1,881 for unpaid back rent.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
All right. Now, you two have been friends for how long?
I'd say close to 20 years.
Okay. And how did you two know each other?
I used to deliver pizza to her house.
And you just became friends?
Yes.
Okay. You had an incident happen in your life where were you living with your son?
Yes.
Were you living with him or was he living with you?
He was living with me.
All right. How old was your son?
Now he's 22.
Okay. And apparently he was dealing in drugs from the apartment, so you got evicted, correct?
Yes.
All right. Is he in custody? Is
No,
he still
not any longer.
Not any longer. All right. So now, at that time, which is what year are we talking about when that occurred?
In 2018.
Okay. You called upon your good friend and said, I'm being evicted. I have nowhere to go. And what happens?
Well, what first happened was I moved in with my cousin, and that didn't work out because we had differences. And then I talked to her about it, and she asked me if I wanted to come stay with her for a little bit.
A little bit turned into 8 months, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you were sleeping on the couch?
Yes.
Did you pay any rent?
Yes.
What'd you pay?
I paid part of the PSE&G bill, and I paid for groceries.
Okay, that's not rent. You know what rent is, right?
I know.
Okay. So you paid half the electric bill and you paid part of the groceries.
And I bought her things and stuff like that.
And you bought her things, but you didn't actually pay rent every month.
No, there was no agreement.
Okay, but I'm trying to figure out, you slept on her couch for 8 months and you didn't pay her rent and you're suing her now over some belongings.
Right.
What happens? You move out eventually, and the eventually was because what? You found a place?
Yeah, I told her.
Were you two having problems or no?
No.
All right, so you move out, but you leave your stuff behind. Why don't you take your stuff with you when you leave?
Because I was working over 50 hours a week.
So what? You had
I
time to
didn't have
move.
time.
Why didn't you take your stuff with you?
Well, I told her I was going to pick it up on a Tuesday. That was 3 weeks prior after that.
Yes, I understand. The rest of us mere mortals have to get our act together. And then when we move out, especially when we're living rent-free for 8 months. So I'm trying to figure out why a shopping cart full of stuff, because that's what it was. It was a shopping cart full of stuff. So it's a shopping cart. It's on wheels already. It's not like you needed to rent a U-Haul and you didn't have the money. It's just some stuff. There must have been something going on between you two that led to this problem. What, if she's not going to tell me, are you? What happened with you two?
This was the second time that she'd moved in with me because she was homeless. The first time was for a few months, and that's when she moved in with her cousin, and it didn't work out.
So when the son thing happened...
Then she moved back again with me.
Okay, but hold on. So when the son
drug
happened
bus
in
was
the
the
eviction,
first time.
she came to you for 3 months?
Yes.
And then she moved in with the cousin for how long?
A couple of months.
And then she moved back in with you
me.
for 8 months?
Correct.
Go on.
And she never paid any rent. I didn't ask her to. We didn't have any agreement. It was so that she could get back on her feet and get a place of her own.
Okay, so did you two start not getting along or something?
Not that I know of. This whole thing, it came as a complete shock to me.
And it was about what? It was all about not picking up the cart?
I have a closet, and she had left about 4 boxes piled up in front of the closet. I took the boxes, I put them into the cart nice and neatly. After she had left, I was going.
Okay, when she leaves, when she tells you I found a place, what does she say?
I'm moving in with my friend Kristen.
And then what did you say?
Good luck.
Okay, so everything was still fine.
Yes.
All right, so then she moves, and then she doesn't take everything with her. So how do you alert her, hey, you still have stuff here?
Well, she left her cat with me for additional 3 weeks.
Okay, but she had asked you about that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Then she would come back over, occasionally to visit and still not take any of her belongings. And they were sitting in this cart right next to my front door.
And wouldn't you tell her, hey, take the cart?
Yes.
And what would she say?
I don't have time. My van's full with things and I don't have it. Meanwhile, she pays for a storage unit. And my apartment's very small. I made room for her to stay with me. It's
Right.
not like I had the room, I made room. And then that night when she had said she was coming over, I said, are you going to take the cart with you? And that's when she blew up at me and said, I didn't pack the expletive up. You did. I don't want it. Just throw it away.
Okay, and so in the 20 years you've known her, has she ever blown up like that?
Not at me. I've seen her blow up at other
So
people.
what do you
but not
think
at
is
me.
the cause? What's the problem, do you think?
I don't know.
All right, let me hear from you. So you live there rent-free, and then the lady just says, can you please just take the cart, and you blow up?
Because she asked me 3 times, and I told her I was going to pick it up on that Tuesday. I told her I was going to
I
pick it
know,
up
why don't you
Tuesday.
just not blow up, since you have so much to be grateful for?
I understand that.
Right,
but
do you
I was-
really? Because if you did, I wouldn't be here.
I was just upset because she asked me over and over again, and I told her,
Yeah, but here's the thing. Sometimes my kids will look at me and they'll say, again with the pick up your room. No, it's your fault for not doing what you have to do and making me into a nag. I only have to say it 100 times because you didn't do it on the 99 times I've asked you. So what is so bad about her saying, hey, take your stuff, Like most people wouldn't let you in to begin with.
there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, then why do you blow up?
Because I was upset.
Okay, you gave me a bunch of texts.
Yes.
Do you have those texts in your phone?
Yes.
Okay, can you get them up and let's. So you are suing her for the value of goods that you eventually threw out. Now, how long after she left did you throw it out?
It was about a month.
A month?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I'm looking at chatter back and forth between you guys in November, which is lovely. Like she's thanking you for taking care. It feels good to be taken care of once in a while, like you did for me today. I won't forget it, XOXO. You're like, thanks. You're chit-chatting, gossiping about somebody, and LOL back and forth. I mean, not bad. I mean, it's fine. She asks you, good morning, did you get your car back? You say, talk to you later, love you, and she writes XOXO. And then on December 6th, she says, I'm going to bring down your cart with your stuff, okay? I have no room for it, as you noticed last night. LOL. You say, okay, I'll come after 7 because I have to go somewhere. I don't want to load up my car as I have no room. Oh my God, I need a cig. Been waiting all day. Then on December 17th at 6:19, don't forget to take your cart down with you. I'll take everything. Okay, thanks. No problem. So input of your life for good. And she writes input. And you say out. And she goes, okay. Then you tell her, you know exactly how to upset me, thanks. And she says, if asking you to take a cartload of stuff out of here because I honestly don't have the room upsets you, sorry, I don't get why you're snappy to me, whatever. If you have a lot going on, it has nothing to do with me. You've upset me too, thanks. And you just launch. You had the room when I was there and now you don't. You're being two-faced. I don't understand what the F I did to you. I'll bring your key back. I don't want to talk to you ever again. You're wrong. What was that about? And then it goes on, back and forth, and then it gets really bad. You're a mean, old, highly opinionated biddy, you say to her. Okay, go smoke 10 or more joints, you drug addict, you say to her. You have serious issues. You need to take yourself to the psychiatrist, get on some medicine. You need something. Weed's not cutting it. You never cared about me, never. You're a liar. You didn't take care of your son. He lived with your mom and dad most of his life. You're a terrible mother. You're a no good and deserve what you get. You should feel like blank. That's why he hates you. So what happened? No, but really, what happened?
Then she tells me to...
Wait. What happened? What happened?
I don't know. I just lost it. She talks about people all the time, and she don't care about how other people feel.
What are you talking about? She's a person who let you stay on her couch for 8
I
months.
know that, but she still talks about everybody.
Right, but she was good enough for 20 years and 11 months of free rent. And it's so bizarre that you had this reaction over something that was a reasonable request. That a month later you take the rest of your stuff. Why are you crying? Tell me why you're crying.
Because I miss her. And I didn't mean to say all the things that I said. She does talk about other people, and I wish she would stop talking about them.
It's always
And
best
she's
not to
sometimes
qualify an
mean.
apology.
I talked to her that day, and she was mean to me about getting my card.
I don't think she was that mean. I think you overreacted. I think you know you overreacted. I think that's why you're crying. I think that it has occurred to you that there's not that many friends we all have and keep for 20 years. Certainly, I love my friends. There's not a single one who would let me sleep on her couch for 8 months. Not a one, especially in a one-bedroom. Not a one. And I know that you feel awful about what happened too, because as I understood it, you have been crying from the moment you got here. She has. I mean, it's just so sad.
She told me I should kill myself. I don't
know she
deserve to
did.
live.
Have you reread the stuff you said to her? You told her nobody loves her. That's why your son doesn't love you. You should kill yourself. You said horrible stuff. At what point before filing this lawsuit did you not reread these texts like I'm doing and say, oh, wow, I got to apologize? Why wouldn't that be what you do? Because you also sent her a text saying, just get rid of it, right? Because you were angry. And then she got rid of it, right? Did you get rid of all of it, or do you have any? Well, how did you get rid of it? What did you do with it?
It was all piled in a cart, the boxes, and next to it was a trash bag. So that night, I took the cart and I took it downstairs. We have a trash room in our building, and I just wheeled the cart into the trash room.
Cart and all?
Everything. The cart belonged to her,
Oh.
and I had gotten a new one, which was another reason I needed more space. So then that was that night. Then the next morning when I woke up and she didn't return my key as she was supposed to, I took the
Because
trash
she was supposed to get some pills that she
and
needed.
return my
You
key.
gave the pills to the neighbor.
to that witness right there.
That witness right there.
Yes.
You gave the pills to the
Yes,
neighbor, and
I
she's
did.
supposed to give the neighbor the keys.
Yes.
All right.
And so then the next morning when I asked where my key was, the witness said she never gave it to me. I said, oh, did she pick up the pills? She said, yes. So that's when I went down and that trash bag was sitting there, and that I threw down the trash chute.
And what'd you do with the cart? Just left it there?
That was downstairs in the building's trash room. I mean, I wasn't going to throw it down the trash chute. I didn't know what was in the boxes. It could have been glass or I didn't know.
So the garbage bag had what in it?
It had papers, some clothes that were hanging
So
in the
then what did you
closet.
end up? You say that you threw out a trash bag.
I did.
And that you put the boxes and the shopping cart in where?
The trash room in our
So
building.
that got thrown out.
Yes.
Okay. Did she reach out to you ever, like the next day, and say, oh, I was just mad, I'm going to go pick up my stuff now?
No.
Did she ever reach out to you at any point in time?
Yes.
Or what did she
on
say?
Just more mean things. She was going to sue me. I'm a horrible person. No one likes me. Nothing nice.
Do you miss her?
No.
Why were you crying?
I feel like I was used and made a fool of. I don't think that anger came over a cart. I think maybe she had it built up inside for a while, which meant she lived with me pretending to be my friend when she really hated me. That makes me feel foolish. And
See, I don't see it that way. I see
No.
it that there's something wrong with her and that she
Yeah.
needs to address it because the reaction was so disproportionate.
Yes.
So, and I don't think that you're right when you think that she was pretending to be your friend, because I wouldn't be seeing this. I would be seeing something different, because this doesn't win her case. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, there's times when people drop emotion in a courtroom to try to win a case, and then there's times when they just feel terrible about what happened. And this is a time when that side feels terrible about what happened. As well she should. I get it. And, you know, what ends up happening after you folks leave here is your business. But as far as your lawsuit against her for $2,312, what am I supposed to do with your text to her saying, just throw it out, I don't want it? And then she throws it out because, it's what you said when you, in between, you should kill yourself and your son hates you and nobody loves you and you're a mean old biddy and all the other things you said.
Well, I didn't want her to throw it out.
Well, then don't say so, right? Because once you say it, and then she's angry and she's also held it for you for a month and she throws it out, I'm supposed to turn around and say, okay, lady, cough up $2,300? Because I'm not. Now, you have a counterclaim against her for $1,881 for washing, drying, and folding her laundry for 32 weeks, for the use of your apartment and amenities at $35 per week for 32 weeks, and for the care of her cat. Okay, except all those things are things that you never envisioned her paying for. Yeah. It's never anything she agreed to pay for. So you just filed the counterclaim. Why? Because you were angry?
No, I had done all those things
but
out of friendship, and
right,
now that it's
but
gone.
you don't get to impose a contract where there wasn't one.
I got it.
So on your counterclaim, 0, and on your claim against her, 0. That's my verdict.
Thank you.
So in the suit and countersuit between former friends, it ends up 0-0. Ms. Goss, what happens now?
I just move on. I don't have the stuff that she got rid of, so I'm just at a loss. I can't get nothing back, so it is what it is.
Well, you told her to throw it away. She did.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Friendship is kaput.
Yeah, it is.
She certainly feels that way.
Yeah, I do too.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Okay,
Thank
you must
you.
sign a few documents. I'm sorry it worked out that way for you. Ms. McKenna? Interesting case. I bet you're glad this is over.
I sure am.
What are you thinking?
Friendship's over too.
Yeah, no kidding. You were very nice to her.
And that's how I got repaid.
You learned a lesson from all this?
I sure did, yes.
Don't let people
Yeah.
on the couch.
Don't trust people no matter how long you've known them.
Oh, that's one. All right.
It's
Thank you
sad.
very much.
Thank
Sorry
you.
it happened that way.
We have talked about this before, but these text messages can help you or they can kill you in court. What you write is critical when you're in the middle of a dispute. So think about it and think about what it's going to look like if you end up in court.